niphilile nisale kahle.
Free shopping is back at Spar, where we're putting smiles on the faces of thousands of Spar Rewards customers when they win their shopping for free. Just shop any participating product, swipe your Spar Rewards card, and go big with 2 kg Spar IQF mixed chicken portions for only $65.99 and Jacob's Cronin coffee, bottle or refill for just $89.99. Win your shopping instantly, only at Spar.
Yet another edition of Temidlalo, where we look at different sporting activities in the kingdom. Some are making headlines from this past weekend, building also to another weekend. Hello and welcome. We'll touch on a couple of things, including our women national team that took part of the Olympiad chess tournament in India. The tournament began on the 28th of July to the 8th of August. A team of 4 ladies, of course, were in India representing the kingdom of Eswatini, finishing first in their group, and they came home with gold medals. We have 2 representatives from the team, specifically Namsilo Mkondo, the captain, and candidate master Nolazi Ngwanyan. Otherwise, we'll also touch on other sporting cause, include the under-23 national team. They have been drawn against Botswana, neighbors no Botswana. What does it mean for the AFCON qualifiers under-23 to be staged in Morocco next year? And also for Paris 2024, these are Olympic Games, if they are to proceed. The victory between Eswatini and Botswana will take them to the next stage, a tricky one against Egypt. Sviso Norondibane has much work to be done ahead of the 2 qualifiers against Botswana. Otherwise, we'll also look at other drawing that were conducted over this afternoon. Passing on the golf, a sport activity that we haven't actually touched on for quite some time. We'll look at their past weekend activity, where it was a monthly mark for the month of July. Winners were there and awards were gathered. Otherwise, we also touch in and there on what's happening in different sporting activities, local and international. You talk about swimming as we speak. The national team or the senior team is in Tunisia, Tunis, the capital city, to take part of the Kana Senior Championship Games. There is expectation also on the shoulders of the team that is representing the country. You talk about netball that will be leaving for the World Cup qualifiers in Pretoria tomorrow on Friday. We're talking about fixtures against the likes of Zambia, Namibia, Kenya. A lot is packed for this remaining 57 minutes. Otherwise, sit tight, because we're already in the company of the country's heroes. Now, when they got in the country this week, they paid a courtesy visit to the Minister for Sports, where it was not a secret, of course. They were given a token of appreciation for a performance in India, where they were given 20,000 Marangeni. As you can see on the screen, they are there together with the president, Tumsani Msibi. We have two representatives, and a board of chess was presented to the minister. This is one initiative that the Ministry of Sports has been conducting since the beginning of the year to ensure that whenever a sporting code return homes with medals, they award them with some incentives. Seba Fereba Kone studio, and Autaranga, captain of the team. She made headlines all the way from India up to here. She's here. She's together with the candidate master, Nkaranga, captain Nosmino Mkon. How are you?
I am great. How are you?
I'm good. Candidate master, you also explain what a candidate master in chess means. She's a candidate master, so that's a new, what would we say, a new rank that now she's occupying. The name and the surname to the viewers.
My name is Nalozi Gwanyane.
Yes.
From Temidlalo, Manzini region.
Yes.
Candidate master, title bag award yona. Mangabe, or you've won 50% of your games. Go feed. That's the first stage. Los obtain go chess. Then get Kubega, followed by feeder master, international master, and then grandmaster.
All right. We touch on that later on because there's a lot to talk about Naskul Mangale tournament that was held in India. Now, I think we support, at some point, if possible, I will support our conversation with the visuals. You two are from two different areas of the country. I'm our captain.
Yeah.
You're from Ho. You're from Ho. And
Yes. Manzini.
Manzini. And I think at some point one would understand that chess, because Naskumangama sport, they are sports, they are called recreational sports. And I think chess is under there. In as much as it helps you also to recreate. Let's talk about when you start the sport. How long have you been in the sport, the two of you? When did you start and how did you start? Chess.
Actually, in high school, where I actually learned how the pieces move. But logutingi kala kudlala kahle logu excuse me logu serious ngaqala 2014 nangse UNESA. And that's where it just got serious. And funny enough, that particular year I just being a but it just happened good challenges professionally because I went to the first Olympiad that Eswatini has ever attended in 2014 in Norway, we said Tromsø. So yeah, I started playing in 2014 Lulugu serious. But back in 2009, that's when I just learned with the pieces
That is international exposure. She's been to Norway. It explains to why now you're the team leader, the team captain. Now, just not to take the glory away from the rest, ladies and gentlemen, these two are members of the team. Now, the team is composed of four ladies, four players. I think the absent one, Nomcebo Sbisi and Nolo Azetlamin, if I'm not, Nosipo Tlamin. Yes, if I'm not mistaken. Those two are not here. So these are the representatives. We are four. On your side, when do you start the sport? How long have you been in the sport?
I started playing chess 2017, back in high school. Ngafunza lapho lama pieces kuthi amuva njani. Bengicabanga ukuthi ngiyathi by then up until ngijoin professional chess back in 2019. Yeah. And eqala lama Olympiad la ngale ngwa-attendile.
Yeah, the first Olympiads. Now, it's a tricky sport because siyathi ukuthi nasikhuluma nge-chess kusebenza kakhulu ingqondo noSmith. You were at university when the sport applied first. At some point, how were you combining your schoolwork with the chess? Or at some point, chess was feeding in what you were doing at school?
That is more accurate, actually. Begunga contradictory because it gave just like I said in the previous interview, gave so instead of actually disturbing me, it was enhancing the studies because after classes in 5, being at the okay from 5 to 6, is student union. You practice chess, and you know it actually and you know we practice yeah.
All right. At some point, I will take a short break, but a quick one before we take a short break to you, Candidate Master. She has the title, so we have to refer to her as the Candidate Master. You joined the sport in 2017, and 2019 you joined the national team. Well, now, do you know that the association can send you on behalf of the association to go teach young girls the sport for what you have now achieved? Let's talk about now, once you join the sport, no, the sport less money. Or you endorsed everything, you say, you know what, I'm in, I should do it.
No, they forced me in.
Ah.
Being say Evelyn Baring, a class in Lily strong committee. That's where lama teacher la I must join the sportless because I was good in math. Ngas join aganjalo ke. Ngas dlala kahle nga excel and I was the captain by then. High school. Yeah.
All right. We know that this month, of course, in many places they are being celebrated. Women are being celebrated. What about their success? They are still here in the studio. They are not going anywhere. A short break. When they come back, we'll touch on more on their journey to who they are, how they became the country's heroes, where they are from in India for the 44th Olympiad India. Otherwise, for a short break, let's take a short speech from the Minister for Sports, Haris Bulanga, when welcoming the team from India. What is the message for the team and for the entire Chess Federation?
It pleases us to note the variety with which our medals have come from this year. We have medals from boxing, from swimming, from taekwondo, and now chess, underlining the fact that sporting development is happening across many different sporting codes in the kingdom. As in the norm, government, as per our policy, celebrates and rewards athletes who achieve podium finishes in international competitions. I am therefore pleased to announce that our gold-winning chess team will receive a sum of 20,000 emalangeni from the ministry for their outstanding feat. This is government's way of recognizing your efforts. We now urge you as a team to continue working hard and develop. Sport is a dynamic field, and if you rest on your laurels, the same teams that you beat in India will have overtaken you within a twinkle of an eye. So you should therefore continue to invest in your sporting growth. It doesn't end with this gold medal. We still expect more medals from you for many years to come. Let's set the bar high. Okay. So as I conclude, I also want to thank the Eswatini Chess Federation, which is well led by President Tumsana Msibi. Although you must watch out, your secretary, for the good work it continues to do in developing chess in the kingdom. We also note with appreciation that the association continues to meet the recognition conditions which are set out by our ministry. Hence, you have the recognition certificate for the year 2022-2023. So we commend this President and your executive, and we urge you to continue running chess with the interests of the sport at heart. Once again, let me take this moment to thank and congratulate our history makers, Nosmilo, Nosipo, Tiniso, Nomtebo, and Snobile, for outstanding achievement. You have made the country really proud.
The Minister for Sports, of course, giving words of encouragement to the team and announcing the incentive of 20,000 emalangeni. That only I can imagine. The team has 4 members. So 20 divided by 4, shots there are 5,000 reach each person. Naskulu manje like ikini nje ngendeka nje kunabo 3.5 3 Now, let's talk about now as we're leading to this tournament. It's your second Olympiad, second. You started in 2014. It's your 4th Olympiad. Yeah. Oh, what an exposure. It's your first one.
Yes.
Wow. So it's your 4th. And you've been traveling. You've seen almost, every country and how they play. So you've traveled. What have you seen in terms of women chess outside compared to local? When not to talk about also who you faced, but you face countries like compared to their standard, where are we as a country in terms of women chess?
Ngingathi the growth is quite impressive in the country. Fine gona kukhona, the big countries it's going to take a lot of hard work and dedication to get to that stage, but at this point linga comment Eswatini chess is that the growth is just impressive, honestly, because now comparison at this point, you wouldn't think that Olympiad years 4 we coming back with a gold medal in our category. That shows impressive growth. Yeah, so kulalamanye emave vele bayadlala, and just like our SG said in that interview, lokuthi kulamanye emave the effort yona and hence lokuthi labamvu bayakhona bona ukuthi ba focus on chess and gubeng with the main thing, whereas with us it's sort of it's a side thing because we still have to focus on our main careers. But yeah, I could say that compared to other countries, the growth is quite...
Regionally, in the SADC region?
In the SADC region, I'd say that nakhona, comparing with other countries like Bo, Lesotho, the growth is just impressive. Yeah. South Africa, of course, a bit higher than us, and Mozambique now a bit higher, but the gap is closing.
I think she's scared because in India you played Mozambique. I saw the schedule, and I think she was part of the players that you faced Mozambique, and it was a tough one. We'll touch on that quickly as we wrap up now your journey to who you are today. So you were forced to join chess, was chess. You were forced, and then now ukanza ukuthi ngile sport lesihle uyasithanda noma vele uthi coach alemvo ngiyendelana.
Ngifike ngiyasithanda but ngiyasaba. Yeah, ngiloko ndika ngafike ngasaba. Bese ngideka ukuthi indlela lebengenda ngayo because lama mfombatana bekavela amancane by then. Mfombatana ka chess thatha isikhathi ukujoyina. Kofanyalo sekungcono kakhulu. Ngafike ngajoyina nje sadlala. Yeah, kwaba right.
This was your first international competition.
Yes.
When it was your 100 times or your 4 times, your first, the exposure, what did it mean to you? So the sport, your thinking, and the performance, are you motivated now?
Of course, experience count. Ngabona lapha when I played the first round, my first round. Ngabona I lost that game. And I think we experienced I was winning. The only thing was being against a higher rated player, and I was playing, I think, against an WFM, Women Feeder Master. The title obtained right now. But as a two big games, I managed to
pick up yourself.
Yeah.
All right.
I think I told the experience and dance it in future. Ngitawukhona kudlala nje kahle ama games. Sekude lelivalo lebenginalo back then. Yeah.
All right. Let's go to India now. 44th Olympiad. You came back home with this. We can see on the left of the screen, you see the captain, Nosmilo, and I think there is Nomtrebi in the center. This is the minister presenting the chicks to the association. Now, in India, I don't know if we be able to get, but if I remember, my memory serves me well, you were alongside Mozambique, you had Ivory Coast, you had Kuwait, some of the big guns in the sport. So I like the speech that you delivered in this event, Nosmilo, the captain. Just once again, not to say exactly what you said, but as you were there, and I think the camera will help to, once you're explaining, there was a bit of passion in what you were saying on your journey. Some of the gifts that you came back with, they were presented to the minister. I'll give you about a minute, just to tell us the journey. I listened to it, and you were very passionate on how things were in India and how difficult it was. You faced some of the biggest opponents. Take us through the journey.
The journey, like I mentioned, it was like there were so many challenges. I mean, kulendlela lebekunama challenges ngakhona. It's amazing, honestly, that we managed to come up top, because yeah, no, it was very difficult. But then nasifika India, I mean, we had each other, and fortunately for us, besina Mr. Zamatabete from Sports Council, and he was very, very, very supportive of us. Nalama challenges it, you know. We're getting frustrated by the challenges that are actually going on. You know what, guys? No, just focus on the game, on the games. Just focus on that. Leave the problems and everything to me. I'll handle that. And wasita kakhulu logo. And we also had each other to support. So now bona ukuthi lo munye ngwazi cala kuphelelwa ngemandla, you know, kuphelelwa ngemafutha endlela, siyafilisha, siyagcwalisa, you know. So yeah, it was quite an experience, and teamwork yakhona was just beyond emagama lengawasho, because nakulendlela lebesihlala ngayo ebhodini, you know, it didn't have to be motivation level, but like lendlela lebesihlala ngayo, because nihlala nibe 4 nihlale nje nilayinane kanjena, so
according to your strength.
According to your strengths, yes. Kuna board 1 all the way to board 4, board 1 being the strongest, and then we are up to board 4. So as in hleli lapha, you're able to look at Emma games, Emma teammates akho, and now bona umuntu alwa ngalana, it actually picks you up, motivate, and we go, you know what, let me just go ahead and fight. Nami ngiqhubeke ngilwe. And towards the end of the tournament, kwathi nasekusele 2 rounds, saqala salibona kukhena ukuthi hayi man, ngathi kuyathembisa ukuthi podium sitayibona la. And then nakudlala nasesidlala leyesibili from the last, bese sitshela ukuthi okay, you know what, sitawuphuma nebronze la. Bronze kufuna siphume nayo. Nasingawina nje the last 2 games, siphuma nebronze. Hayi sidlale second from last, sibone siwina, sithi hayibo siwinile, okay, 1 more step to go, siphuma nebronze la. Sina solo in our heads, in our minds, sitshela ukuthi ayisiphuma nebronze la, sidlale yegcina game, hayi siphushe silwe mbamba. It wasn't easy, but nakhona satibona siwina, sathi sicheck ema standings ekugcineni sikhathi bronze. Keep in mind, nasithi sisibona sekucaleni into lesayigidza lemapasing. It was amazing. It was amazing.
All right. Now, we're coming to you now. There's a request that I will go to the nation. You are the master candidate in the country, master candidate on the team. So you were board number 1. That's what I'm thinking. If you are 4, so you are the main person with the main strength. So you're the one who came with the title. Take us through that journey. Now, Bako acknowledge as the candidate master.
I know this thing is simple, which I experienced. That what happened to the first round. As in Kubega ngidlala. Fana notice yafana sonke, the pieces are the same. The board is the same. We're playing in one board, so umuntu kufune adlale yonke ingomva yakhe focus la gaming and apply all the principles leso wafunzile. That was it. Ngadlala, ngayikhohlwa ngabo ukuthi ba strong, ngakhohlwa ukuthi I'm playing against WIMs, I'm playing against 2000, 1900. Nga-apply le nkufunze ekhaya. I delivered, ngawina, just like that. Yeah.
This is a team, of course. We're talking about a team. I can see the board. Just a quick break from what you're just saying. I'm seeing white and black. What's the position of this items?
The position is equal.
Eh?
The position is equal.
Is equal. Okay, who's in a better position to win?
Okay, let's say maybe it's white because she or he has the initiative.
Oh, the white.
Yeah.
Can the black still come up and maybe I'm shy. Understand that as
of course. Okay, maybe Dr. be drawing yana, not unless white a miss a move or a blandarishe, then black can take the initiative.
All right. In a way, maybe to promote the sport. This sport, and then the items, black and white. And I think there is also a monitor on the left side that has got 3 buttons. Just to give a clear understanding to the viewer at home, how much can it cost? Because at least basa understand the sport, would see some the item it's a customer in captain, not me.
So libodi leli shiphile live ama cost about 120.
Even better.
Yeah.
People can achieve.
Yeah.
Can afford, I mean.
Yeah. A decent board nje lidlalela like 100 rand, 120, angithi nje 120 ukuze sibe safe. Bese the clock, it's not really mandatory that you have it. Sigovele imvo ukuthi nje now day clock you cannot play because kahle kahle lona leliwashi lisebenza kuma tournaments. Yabona nasendlala ukuthi sene computer just to time nginiketa ikhasi lelinganako in most of the tournaments, and then you press your clock as udlala, you press the clock, and then whoever runs out of time the first, so luzile, we call it a flag fall, but nje it's affordable kakhulu ngasho kanjalo.
All right. You are heroes now. Before I let you go, you came back home, the ministry did their part. And I think this is a moment also to take this moment just to urge the public. I mean, out of 180 countries that were in India, that's how big this tournament was. You talk about Olympics. This was Olympics now for chess. Out of 180 countries in the world that were in India, our ladies came back home with a gold medal. I mean, they can get more than 20,000. I'm not saying a government gave small, government gave what they could afford for them. But now, members of the public can always do something also, kind gesture to show their support. If 4 of them receive 20,000, what's more from members of the public? So government did their step. We appreciate that. Congratulations, ladies, and for government, we appreciate. But the public can always do something through, of course, the Office of Chess Federation. Now, before I let you go, now you are the ambassadors out there. What's next now? There's another Olympiad next year, if I'm not mistaken. But in the meantime, what's the plan? Ninda, in terms of capacitating also young ladies with banganele sport. It's in plan going forward. If you say the sport is cool, figure
Sifise kuyifundzisa la tikolweni, the young girls laba around boma 11 10 years. Kuyifundzisa la sikolweni, sihambe ngetikolwa sifundise the young girls. Ungatfuka because laba mfana labo ngibo nyalo labato isithatha le sport. Masibuka nje from Botswana, Lesotho, lekuma Olympiad isikhanze bona laba mfana. Naba laba badzala bese sisitawudibana nabo, unfortunately baphumile bashanga laba mfana labancane. For us ukuthi sispread ichess la kangwane ukuthi sifundise la tikolweni. Yes.
All right. Captain Nosmino, why targeting an early age? She mentioned 11. Why targeting an early age? I mean, I think when the story played, we've got colleagues, I think, that you started with them as a high man. I know this lady. She was ready to play chess. So you can still go and sell chess.
Yeah, actually, good day actually ngati ivaleleke ngephandle. Everybody is welcome. Sekuthi for sustainability purposes, I think it's much better and easier ukuthi siqale kulaba mfana labancane. Bakhule nayo, and who knows, they might even actually end up making a career out of it. But yeah, ngungeta nje kulele kakushito. In fact, kugcizelela kulele kakushito ukuthi we really encourage young girls to actually join the sport. Bangasesabi, because most people tend to have lo mcombo wekuthi webamfla smart or whatever. If I'm not good at the subject, I'm not gonna be able to play. You know, it's for everybody actually. Yeah, as long as you put your mind and heart to it. So siyacocotela kakhulu ukuthi young girls bangenelele.
All right. Once again, I will urge members of the public just to do a kind gesture for the team. I mean, they worked. We only want to recognize once we talk about the so-called big sporting codes. Chess is still a sport that can go there and get medals. If you can't reach them, you can still reach me as well, and I can receive on behalf. Now, last word before we leave. Bonge Maswati nje ukuthi they were there for you, prayers while you were in India. Just word of appreciation to the country and to the entire nation.
Ngibonga kakhulu kubaba wami kakhulu, kubaba wami lo hlala nginikeza support ngaso sonke isikhathi. Ngibonge nekubangani bami, ngibonge nangimaka of course. Ngibonge neFederation yala Kangwane kunginikeza lo lifuba leli ngihambe ngiyomelela live la Kangwane, and ngibe nenhlanhla ke ngibuye ngisesayidini lelikahle layo. Yes.
Seasoned captain. Hey, so hambe kakhulu. Bo Norway, bo what's words for the country?
Magama ngeke sekakhona kuveta le grateful nesinginayo. support in so many ways. I mean, even on Facebook, you see people sharing my posts, first congratulate her. You know, it means a lot to us. And even the thoughts and the prayers. I mean, the support was just quite impressive. Siyabonga kakhulu, and our employers and schools. I mean, lokusikhulula, you know, basikhulule bathambani nyomelela leave, you know, siniketa leave yamahhala.
Oh, by the way, you are at work.
Yeah.
So you can also mention for the viewers, if it's not private, where are you working?
I work for Logical Unlimited Matap.
Eunice. So you, apart from also playing chess, you're employed somewhere. This is great.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff. Now, a quick one before I left. There were comments and, debates to say, where are the medals? I think you mentioned at some point that the way this tournament is scheduled, they send the medals after you've left. So at some point, we get a chance to see the medals.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. This is Team Eswatini, chess women team. The way in India are taking part of the 44th Olympiad chess tournament, where they returned home with gold medals. Otherwise, this is what we want from teams. We also need other sporting codes within, our associations, where women will rise and go out and represent the country. Otherwise, we'll take a short break. Our ladies, please, we usher you out. We've got our colleagues, Patiz Msibe and Master. They say they want to take pictures with celebrities. So in the corridors, you go out, they'll take pictures. A short break. When I come back, our in-house analyst in Delta Mini. But for the break, here is Dumsani Msibi, the Eswatini Chess Federation president.
Yeah, ikakhulu athi ngijabula kakhulu ngonje bengithi basibuko laba, because it shows ukuthi even our women are capable of holding themselves in the world stage, and siyacela nje kubonke abantwana ikakhulu kade bemantombazana ukuthi ababuke ukuthi it's possible. Akusiso sport semadoda lesi, nesport nabo bosisi bayasidlala baze bashayane nasemaveni. Abete bajoyine bakhona ukuthi nabo batawu in future batawu represent alive labo. Ngaphandle nje ukuthi phela le sport lesi silusito ikakhulu kade kutemfundo ngoba siyayivula ingqondo nalomdlalo nawo umnanzi mantombazana ke tatodlala.
This is Patizo Msibe, and I will be your host for Qatar 2022 World Cup right here on Eswatini TV.
Sanibonani nosokela mahle libito lami ngilinda Master Dlamini. Kuyintokozo mbukela ukuthi nakulo mnyaka 2022 umsakazo Eswatini TV utakulethela iWorld Cup Qatar 2022. The first ever World Cup letaba se-Middle East. The first ever World Cup letaba in summer.
What a way of ushering you into your festive season as we bring you live games, your chosen best games, live here on your #1 channel, Eswatini TV.
You're talking of great countries from the African continent. You're talking of Ghana, you're talking of Senegal, you're talking of Tunisia, whole people representing this great continent. You'll want to follow the games.
Players like Kylian Mbappe, Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, sitabe sibaletha live Eswatini TV. Ndabe ngihost yakho ke ngihleli nama-analysts, former players, the best in the kingdom. From mhla ka-20 November kuya mhla ka-18 December, ungayinzawo bukela Eswatini TV.
To give you the best games for the best edition of the football in the world. Stay tuned, stay live. We will be here for the edition. Beautiful stuff. He's already in the house. He's our in-house analyst. Nguvusele Nkosi.
Ngiyakuvusela Fabrice, ngiyabonga ukungiwela ehlelweni lakho. Ngiyakuthe ithuba lokukhulu. Ngivusele nabamvula abamcwa kakhulu ema-loyal viewers ekhaya. But sorry. Ngilose besicela ukukhuluma naPhathizo. Fabrice, inhlito yami iyajabula. Ijabula kakhulu because ema-ladies ahambile asimelela kahle. I think le achievement underrated. Angifuni iqhathanisa nalamanye ama sports kodwa I remember Sibusiso abuya ma Olympic Games last year afike kuma semi-final. I remember airport nakafika
the warm welcome like I thought.
Exactly. kuvele kumele kwenteke kanjalo Fabrice.
In fact masa ngakujubela ulimi because after the performance le kuma rankings chess as a country stawunyuka because of
kakhulu Fabrice. I remember ukuthi the Patreon labeka High Commissioner wase India Magaventa Karaman nakavalilisa washo wathi uyafisa kubona le sport isikhula and lokahamba futhi nyalo wakhuluma earlier this year ewasho ukuthi lama Olympiad lataba se India ufuna ukuthi nakakhuluma ngelive la Eswatini atiqhenye ngicaba ukuthi she's very proud la khona so Fabrice sikathile nje ukuthi kusasa kungilesihlanu even na Monday Tuesday kuleli viki lelitako ema companies incumbi afaka imali kubo bonke laba
these are the two other ladies who couldn't come due to the distance Nomcebo and Nosipo but the team of young four ladies I would say they're dedicated to the sport
the coach I think Fabrice sibe sasikhohlwa kakhulu bo coach bema sports I think umsebentila wentile including nayo onke le association boqiniso mabhalane kule association Mathebula yes the president Msamsibi I think they're doing a very good job because it's not easy ukuthi uye ngaphandle international competition in India ufike uthole ugold they deserve more than this.
Beautiful stuff, and of course we're talking about Eswatini Chess Federation. They did as best. Now, when you came from the break master, sengibona la screen ukhuluma ukuthi letsa bo Cristiano. Kwendekani?
Oh, by the way,
so loaded ukuthi ungaletsa bo Messi live.
By the way, Fabrice, siyakhumbula ukuthi lona ngomnyaka World Cup 2022 Qatar, the first ever World Cup letabas kule region le yase Middle East. In fact, ile World Cup lena is the first ever World Cup letaba khona ngesama.
So uletsa
the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, I think the World Cup yakhe gcina le the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, Kylian Mbappe stabe sibaletha la live Eswatini TV wesikhombisa wona ama loyal viewers iWorld Cup ya 2022 siyakhumbula ukuthi the likes of Kylian Mbappe master players Lionel Messi singamkhohlwa master players so Eswatini TV itabe isakata live ema games eWorld Cup Qatar 2022.
You have heard it, and you can see him, our in-house analyst, who will be part of the panel and hosting the games, of course, live here on Eswatini TV. 26 games will be live here. Best chosen ones between 20 November and 29 games. 29 games will be live here on Eswatini TV between 20 November to 18 December. FIFA 22 World Cup in Qatar. Summer master, ushering you to the festive season. So it's the right way with Bantu. It will be live here. We haven't really got a chance to release lama details master kutse ngabe kulama analysts la khaya sive ngathi ukhuluma ukuthi kuthabe kunama analysts ukuthi kuthabe nabo bani but we know you get the best for us.
The best is the best. Sitawumela abaphathi Fabrice kuyaye kuthiwe kufana yo unveil umdlali umvana kam unveil umdlali so nathi sibanivana sitawumela ukuthi labadzala ba unveil wona lama analysts but very special analysts le stabe sibalethele wona la Eswatini TV. It's a special year, special World Cup in a special TV station Eswatini TV.
Nangimuva kahle master uthi le protocol vele angeke imuvumele kulesikhatsanyana ukuthi angitshele ukuthi engabe ngiyabekisa nje ukuthi Simphiwe Shabalala angethala na studio sengiyabekisa but nje at some point it will be unveiled. Now moving on, over the weekend we had golf MTN monthly mark where singasho ukuthi it's been quite some time master singayitsinza inzaba yegaluva la even I think sigcine uyitsinza lesikhathi FNB ibamba umcutsirano we FNB challenge. But what did you see over the weekend? I know ukuthi you took a visit to the Mbabane Golf Club. You were there, wafika master wabona ini in terms of competitions kulaba bakhona and the determination of the players.
Fabrice siyakhumbula ukuthi yona iMbabane Golf Club iyayibambe ema monthly games abo lawa ma MTN monthly masters laba khona every month baphutile ke cala this year Fabrice baqala nga February ngema technical issues nje laba khona baqala February so lele beyidlala over the weekend bekuyi month of May so batawuchubeka 2 weeks kusuka nyalo batawuchubeka futhi nenyanga ya June so afikile ema-golfers la khona embabane afike agcutselana including bona bo-president wakhona wayo i-golf union Mr. Albert Mhlanga lohamba bo-Cosmo even naye CEO wedolobha lasembabane bebakhona bagcutselene wahamba ke yena president wayiwina lengicabanga ukuthi it's something special ukuthi uyadlala as president ufike uwin, you lead by example.
What a sport.
Exactly so ngicabanga ukuthi timvo tendeke kahle ukuthi a lead by example ayiwinele Mantle Masters M10.
Stalibona lilanga lestabona Peter Smith alangene ekhase groundini.
Used to Feb.
Nje songisho sikhatsanyalo phela. Angisho kathini.
Used to Mr. Peter Samora Smelani used to score goals more especially ma headers mina ngimbukele so ngicabanga ukuthi every bo president na Taribo ngale ka tech ball sihle simbona Zwide emabhayisikilini siyambona so ngicabanga ukuthi idinvo
lemanye ama sporting cause yabavumela.
Exactly lokuthi bo president they lead by example ukhombisa lo sikahle kahle gents noma whatsoever ludlala le sport sidlalwa kanje.
They have it over the weekend during that specific event where it was the monthly mark for the month of May. A couple of questions and concerns were raised from our reporter Linda Lamin, who was down there and Babanekov, just to get the views from the winners, from the players, and how are they feeling after that monthly mark that returned after quite some time.
It feels good. It was really a special day. Especially to play well, high dignitaries, Minister of Industry. You know, I was a little bit motivated. But I'm enjoying golf today, but everything was just happening just together. Yes, definitely I had a very, very good football, very friendly football. They were chatting all the way. Stress it was we're chilling together with the football. You know, everyone should strive to be president and also to win. Everybody, anyone can be a president. And so on. I'd actually encourage the local fans to do their best now. Today, I had a very good day. Tomorrow, it will be somebody's day.
Our M10 Monthly Masters is one of the most popular tournaments for us. It happens on the second Saturday of every month, and we are always grateful for the golfers that leave everything aside to come and join us. We also always have some special guests coming through on this day, so today was no exception. And we're quite excited about that. Yes, we had a full field. We actually had to turn some golfers away because the field was full. But I guess it just keeps us, developing. And it means a lot for Mbabane because it means we are the cause of choice in Eswatini.
Talk about the special guest. Who did you have?
For today, we had the Honorable Minister of Commerce, Trade and Industry, Babe Mangoba. He is a golfer, and we are grateful every time he comes to Mbabane. It wasn't his first time to come and grace us, and I think it's always a good day. Just add some stature to the day, and we were really honored, and we would like to appreciate his presence. We also had the governor of the central bank. Yes, I can say that he was gracing this tournament. However, he is a member of Mbabane, so he's almost always here. We had the CEO of M10. I guess that was the main person or the host for today. He also normally comes to play in Mbabane, even though he's not like part of our membership. And then we had the EEC Managing Director, Babe Ernest Mkonda, who's also a member in Mbabane. So I guess the ones that are members of Mbabane it was just a good day today to have them play in a different category, I think, as guest of the MTNC.
Than everybody else.
I think Babem Shlanga of late has actually surprised all of us. It's not his first MTN Monthly Masters that is winning for this contract here. So already he's in the lead in terms of the MTN Champ of Champs, where all the winners compete for the big trophy in December. But also his golf has been consistent. He's one of the senior golfers in Eswatini, over 60. So you know how sometimes we look down, or we don't really look down, but we almost like don't feel threatened by the over 60s, and he's actually proven us wrong. So we congratulate Kabago. We thank him for his consistency. He's also a member of Mbabane, and for us, having the president of golf in Eswatini being a member of Mbabane already places us as a golf club in, I think, higher. So we are quite grateful and we congratulate him. We are expecting a lot from him in terms of winning, not just for the MTN Monthly Masters, but I think for all the exciting tournaments that we host on this course.
For us, Guinagwa Kavago shows us that he is leading by example. It's actually a very great feat because not only does it show commitment from the very top rankings of the golf organization or association, but even for us as a sponsor, it actually just shows us that the quality standards continue to be maintained and they're growing. So for us, if you have the head, which is the head of the golf association, winning or achieving this feat, it actually gives us a lot of confidence, even as a brand, to say the sport is indeed in good shape. We are producing quality golfers in Eswatini, and of course he is leading by example. So that for us has us very elated.
One of the monthly mark tournament that was played over the weekend, and of course words of appreciation from the Golf Union president, who happens to be the winner, and of course the different also stakeholders being the MTN, the sponsor, and of course the Mbabane Golf Club. Master Sibavire, and they're explaining something very concrete, and I think it's taking the sport into the right direction. Now moving on, the under-23 national team, let's see they are the second rank following Sihlangu Semnikathi. Now Sihlangu Semnikathi is the senior team, Kuranzirama under-23, then under-20, under-17, and so on. The under-23 have been drawn against Botswana in the preliminary stages of the 2023 AFCON qualifiers. The AFCON finals will be held in Morocco next year, and the same qualifiers will be played as well as 2024 Paris Olympic Games. Master, would we say it's a fair draw? Nasathi ukuthi bophuti babo labatsala bo nangetulu Sihlangu Semnikathi babuye kudliwa iBotswana. Siphinde sathola iBotswana. What would you say?
This is the perfect time for a revenge, but etingqondweni tebadlali bethu nasengqondweni technical bench yonke asingahambi sithi so revenge. I think our under 23 lesinawo nyalo currently they're one of the best. Yes. Kudonsa iBotswana Fabrice, I know ukuthi Botswana nayo inabadlali njoba usho ukuthi isina squad sabo sadlala nabo ku Safa basishaya sabuya sadlala ku first leg eChan sadraw 0-0 sabuya ku second leg sadraw 2-2. So ngicaba ukuthi idraw yanamuhla ingageza labanyenti tinhlitiyo. Siyathi-ke ukuthi Fabrice under 23 ethu akadlala isikhathi lesithe nangikhumbula kahle nje the last time badlala against Mozambique nangikhumbula kahle so labakaze badlala, so ngicabanga
remember the same time as well.
Yes, so ngicabanga sinyalo baqalile ejima bahamba bajima babuye baye emakhaya, but we need ukuthi at least after 4 or 5 days of training bahambe badlala friend game, after 3 days 4 days of training bahambe badlala game. So ngicabanga ukuthi lokho kutasita kakhulu, but otherwise le squad lesibito nguye coach Nuron Dibane, ngicabanga ukuthi it's a very very good squad. I mean, I'm happy ngale squad.
I have a concern. We're about to look at the squad, but I have a concern, Master, because you touched on a very key element. Good see the team Taukanza good see now over 2 years, maybe since they last had a competitive match. But look, Basitago Master and see some of them have been exposed to a national team level. Labanye Basitong Logutsi Bakamagona teams lessengatsi makulu in terms of their status and competitive. Now Buganje from Manzini Wanderers, we have got the likes of Gigs and Love Nabandre Shabang. What's your take, Master?
Nelly Bongiswa Dlamini ube khona ku national team usihlangu semnikadi so ngicabanga ukuthi experience unayo. Gigs Ndlovu naye ngicabanga ukuthi is one of my good young promising players la khona lapha ku national team noma kuma under 23. Denver Sundowns is Phamandla Maseko na Langelihle Dlamini naye very exciting young winger lo thanza lawo ma step overs, but ngicabanga ukuthi Mbabana Highlanders ukhona Swakhile Shongwe ukhona Melusi Makakula ngicabanga ukuthi these two nabo for kudlala nje ku Mbabana Highlanders kuyatilungisa leti ngqondo tabo bese sekuba nabadlali abachamuke lutse I'm happy ngabadlali abachamuka elutse.
It's sorry to cast you must would one say it's a sign ukuthi coach Nuro lama games yaga Premier League and regional uyayabukela kutsake I mean first division kutsake tsemathi labadlali bachamaka first division na Premier kusho ukuthi ubukela malowa leagues?
Yeah, uyawabukela ngikhohlwa le game lengambona kuyo yena Nuro but is one coach lo wabukela ke ma games ami lapho 100% sure uyawabukela ma games, but young Buffaloes kwakhe ethwala une experience ku national team uyayithola Tambuti Lindelo Mgometulu naye ngicabanga ukuthi is one of my good players la khona. Andile Mamba Fabrice, a very talented striker yena Andile Mamba. He was so unfortunate ukuthi kuvovovo akadlala ama games lamaningi kakhulu kuye ngimbukele adlala ka Super League because imsayinile January ivovovo, but a very good striker. Monen Pirates Bongiswa Dlamini naye very good player lo tafike at the value. Mlondi Dlamini Millington Spurs what a talent Fabrice. I remember le game badlala Monen Pirates for me he was the man of the match kuyo le game leyo, so ngicabanga ukuthi bakhethe kahle. Royal Leopard Bongani Dlamini na
Akhosa Tsabatsi.
Yes, Akhosa Tsabatsi. Ngicabanga ukuthi even I Royal Leopard ke sibonile le squad lenaso le competition le kule squad se Royal Leopard. Ngicabanga ukuthi these players,
in fact, Bongani Dlamini a couple of games he played in the league sibonile potential yakhe.
Exactly, so utayiletsa that mentality because awumfuni umdlali lotawuletsa imentality ye team lenganama ambitions uyabona ayilethe kuma under 23, otherwise the technical bench yena Nuro Ndibane physical trainer wakhe Dennis Fakuthi basebentile ku Royal Leopard.
Do you think it's a good combination? Bake basebenta kanye they are back together.
Basebentile isikhathi lesise ku Royal Leopard. In fact naka retire Dennis ku Royal Leopard Nuro besa coach khona ku Royal Leopard wangena wayitrainisa i-team, so ngicabanga ukuthi that understanding uyathi ukuthi ema drills lendawo trainer ngabo badlali bami ngilabadzingi latawudzingwa ngcoach because uqala ku simple bese sogcina complex bese coach uthatha over. Ngicabanga ukuthi le tinto leto ba understandana batawukhona kusebenzisana.
Also, one particular player must have been told that we should watch for him. Teams are looking for him, and they might actually see him next season in one of the club. Innocent Ziniza from Sisonke. And I think it's one player to watch out next season. I think we hear from the T-Lady. There's a T-Lady that is, making headlines these days. Now, let's talk about now this team master. The winner between the two of them, they face Egypt. Labanenge bavele bathi hawu sekuphelile sadlala nabo Egypt. The winner between Eswatini and Botswana.
In fact siyodlala ne-Egypt ku second round, yes, because the first round for me even though my preparations I think is watsinga kakhulu my friendly games before le game yaseBotswana, because I game lesiyibukile kahle ngunaya se Egypt. Egypt angeke ite kahle hle ima under 23 noma under 20 meaning even me personally I feel like
we should go to the group stages.
The players we have, because sikhuluma ngama under 23 la ku national team, some of them about 3 or 4 aka taste kuba national team. So ngicabanga ukuthi sine experience more than Botswana, sine experience more than Egypt.
Sort of Egypt, yes.
Yes.
Beautiful stuff. This game's to be played on the week of 19th to the 27th of September next month. We don't know then what the country holds for us. We might once again play the two legs away. away, meaning home away and away by virtue of not having a facility that is up to standard. Master, quick one before we leave, making headlines as well. System Samtlega's preparations for COSAFA 2022. They are heading to Eastern Cape in the Port Elizabeth, Gqeberha. What's your take on this team? I mean, we've seen their performance in previous years. Can you see something new? Can you see something different? Majority of the team is Buffaloes, we just saw in the qualifiers last week. Can you get surprises with the team?
It's so unfortunate ukuthi young Buffaloes ayendi kahle kulama qualifiers last week, but I believe ukuthi some of the players labakhona be young Buffaloes labayitestile lama qualifiers, that mentality, yes, badliwe, but awufuna ukuthi bate prove ukuthi ku young Buffaloes kwendeke I mistake, so but awubuya about 5 or 6 players bangala kusithebe already base campaign. So ngicabanga ukuthi baba isithebe sitawuhamba zilale kahle, even though ngeke bese sesithembisa lokungekho sithi batawuhamba all the way bayiwin. Otherwise ngikathe ukuthi I performance this year improve kancane.
We're leaving, but before we leave, Master, I know there's a team that's in your heart in England by the name of Arsenal. There's a trend these days that it's your season to win a trophy because do you believe in the prophets? Do you believe in them? But see, you've got 2 prophets this year. There's no reason why you shouldn't win.
I believe in
but see, you've got Mohammed in the team. Una Jesus in the team. Naguna Mohammed na Jesus in one team.
Yeah.
You must be winning a trophy this year.
A trophy Arsenal win it in 2019. Nagafika Ateta win a trophy.
Premier League.
Oh, a league title. Okay. That's too much to ask, but maybe top 4. But Fabrice, before Spum, ngicela kuvete naku ngithole I-call emini from one of
loyal viewer. Fast in a 10 seconds.
Yes, loyal viewers. Akhala abuda ngamanzini, Regina ngamanzini ukuthi sicover nini Regina ngamanzini. Ngicela kuchaza naku Fabrice, sicalile saqala elibonjeni, sahamba saka Hobe kunema playoffs last weekend beseshiselweni. Nyalo ngithithe nangibuka lelo ke ngamanzini kusele 3 games ngenteka decide ukuthi ngibani loya Louis 11 isalida ngenteka decide ukuthi ngiyoleka first division. So from this weekend till next weekend stabe sicover emanzini. Otherwise my loyal viewers angakhathateki.
Fair and accurate, giving you all the sporting activities from the 4 regions of the country. Thank you very much, Tamini, for your time, for your explanations, your expertise, your patience, and your analysis. Otherwise, for the team that has put an effort to bring you this production, the entire crew, the entire in department within the sports, the entire Eswatini TV, we do say that we love and leave you at the moment. Otherwise, for Eswatini TV Sports, Silvera Kamnaz.
This is Patizo Msiwe, and I will be your host for Qatar 2022 World Cup right here on Eswatini TV.
Sanibonani nosokela mahle libito lami ngilinda Master Mawedlamini. Kuyintokozo mbukela ukuthi nakulomnyaka 2022 umsakazo Eswatini TV utakukulethela iWorld Cup Qatar 2022. The first ever World Cup letaba se-Middle East. The first ever World Cup letaba in summer.
What a way of ushering you into your festive season as we bring you live games, your chosen best games, live here on your #1 channel, Eswatini TV.
You're talking of great countries from the African continent. You're talking of Ghana, you're talking of Senegal, you're talking of Tunisia. Whole people representing this great continent. You'll want to follow the games.
Players like Kylian Mbappe, Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, stabe sibaletha live Eswatini TV. Ndabe ngihost yakho ke ngihleli nama-analysts, former players, the best in the kingdom. From mhla ka-20 November kuya mhla ka-18 December. Ungayinzawo, bukela Eswatini TV.
To give you the best games for the best edition of the football in the world. Stay tuned, stay live. We will be here for the edition.